Now, general opinion on this guy is sharply divided. Some people love it, some people hate it. I fall into the former camp, obviously. I think this is one of the most successful combining transformers ever created, and I'm looking at all of the G1 combiners in that regard. I'm looking at Magnaboss, I'm looking at any of the combining transformers. I think this is entirely successful. Behold the strange, the bizarre, the alien magnificence that is Tripredacus. Now this thing, like the Tripredacus council members that comprise it, is really, really unusual. It's an oddity. It is an aesthetic and stylistic oddity. It looks nothing like even the other Beast Wars Transformers. It defies the aesthetic. It's so strange. Its face is weird and alien, and I love that. It's really, really bestial and bizarre. He doesn't have hands. He has these weird asymmetric grasping appendages. One set made out of Ramhorn's own hands, the other made out of Ramhorn's head and forelegs. Really, really strange. But they are appendages that can manipulate things. In point of fact, you can get him to pick up smaller Transformers with this one, which is fine by me. I generally don't like Transformers that don't have functioning hands, but this guy has functioning appendages, so that doesn't bother me. He can actually manipulate things. He's a weird mishmash of beast mode parts and robot parts, but it all works. It somehow all comes together and forms this bizarre mutant monstrosity that works so beautifully. All of the colours meld together well. The blue contrasts with the brown, and the green with the red, and the white just sets the whole thing off. It's beautiful. Now, looking at him, you might think that he's incoherent and that he'll fall apart at the least attempt to manipulate him. Not so. This guy moves like an individual transformer. He's so well linked together that he doesn't feel like a combiner. He feels like a coherent transformer, and you compose him in so many different ways because he's composed almost entirely of ball joints, which is fantastic. He has more articulation even than Magnaboss. This is the most articulated combining transformer in existence. I think he is an absolutely beautiful thing. I believe him to be the most successful combining transformer, more so than G1 Predaking, whom I love, more so than Magnaboss. Thus far, this is the gestalt to get. I mean, it's looking at him on screen, it's difficult to see what I'm really talking about here. You need to get him in the hand. You need to get him in the hand, and you need to have the sheer joy of transforming him, his individual components, and of putting them together into this most beautiful of end products. And I've really got to make note again of the transformation. The transformation of this guy is elaborate, really elaborate, but not so much that you can't figure it out for yourself. That's the most beautiful thing about it. It is really elaborate, but you can figure this guy's transformation out just by messing about with the individual components. I did, and if I did, anybody can do it. And once you've got it down, it's not like Magnaboss, which is complicated, fiddly, and annoying. This is the difference for me. This is a defining factor of a good Transformer. Transformers can be complicated and be good or bad. Bad complicated Transformers are annoying. Good complicated Transformers are just fun and interesting and intuitive. I mean, it all depends on what your sense of aesthetics run to. I like asymmetric things. I don't know why. There's something in my mind that enjoys that aesthetic. And I like the bizarre and the surreal. And this is about as bizarre and surreal as it gets in Transformerdom. He is such a strange entity. And I wish he featured in the cartoon. Tripredacus himself, that would have been fantastic. But he's also an interesting character. Tripredacus is massively intelligent, as you'd imagine from something comprised from these three individuals, but he is nothing but a herald of destruction and desolation. He is walking, talking apocalypse, this guy. His physical strength aside, he also borrows certain of Ramhorn's capacities, in that reality flies apart wherever he goes. He has this bizarre capacity to unseat the laws of reality so that things die and dissolve wherever he goes and natural disasters occur. He is a true herald of destruction of the end of the apocalypse, and he would be a perfect Unicronian soldier. Just a stunning piece of work. I mean, the only weak thing about him that I really don't like is his weapon, which is why I haven't included it here. His weapon is composed of various parts from the other Transformers, and it sucks. It's supposed to be a missile launcher. It looks like nothing. It is a very, very token, half-assed weapon indeed. And it's not like he needs one. Just look at him. He is a monster. He doesn't need a weapon at all. He is a weapon. He's a living weapon. And he is absolutely beautiful.